That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your mom, all those things, but make sure you like it because that apparently makes a big, huge difference. If you're not subscribed already, start fucking subscribing. All right? That's a request. It's a demand.
Do it. Do it.
Can't make you do it, though.
Do it now.
God, what a night. What a fucking night.
Rather eventful night.
I mean, it was 2-2, but we dominated the game. We just played the regular Berhalter ball crap where you dominate the game, you have all the possession, and you just can't finish. It would have helped if we brought a 9.
No, I'll say we had our chances of finishing.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper came up big a couple times. We placed it wide a couple times. And then occasionally Sullivan and Cowell hit it up into row triple G.
Yeah. Oh, remind me.
It's a triple G there.
What, German Goo Girls?
No, triple G isn't great.
I know.
Triple G! I don't know. Usually it's like double Z or something like that, but I'm not sure why I landed on triple G.
It is kind of odd that that's also the biggest porn company in Germany. Yeah. But you have to remind me next time, just turn off chat on the CONCACAF.
I maximize the screen so I can only see the shit.
Oh my God. I spent a lot of time reading the dumbest shit I have ever read in my life.
It was also like 60% spam too. A lot of foreign bots, a lot of people saying India 2020 or whatever the fuck, I don't know, 2022 or whatever.
I don't know what that was about. All I know is if you think that Brendan Aronson's playing that game and not Paxton Aronson, you haven't done a little homework.
I was gonna say that's a possible mistake made. I understand.
Okay.
Brandon's young,
how about
and he looks just like his fucking brother.
I get it, but come on. How many people also wrote on the side, where's Gio Reyna? Well, number one, he's getting back from injury. Okay? That's a simple Google. That doesn't take much time. Don't make yourself look like a total mental idiot in the fucking chat. Where's Gio Reyna? Anyhow, why would we play him in this stupid U20 tournament anyhow? We wouldn't do that. He plays for the senior team. You're going to risk him. People are so dumb. They're saying, where's Josh Sargent? Where's Dest? Where's Musa? Where's Pepe? Where's Pulisic? These are just the ones I wrote down. Probably other ones, too.
Well, a handful of those players are not age eligible regardless.
Exactly. Can you not see on the billboard? It says a U20 CONCACAF Championships. Can you not read the title of the video you were watching on YouTube?
If they thought that was the Canadian senior team, man.
It's just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I just felt so dumb after reading most of that stuff. And I tried not to, but, you know, the amount of sheer stupidity, morons, idiots, nitwits, fuckfaces, dumbasses, and trolls on that were just amazing. I mean, it's like a garbage pit. I'm sure it's like what Twitter is. Anyhow, garbage pit.
Twitter's generally about 75% troll, 10% serious, and then whatever, 15% idiot.
Well, one guy asked, could USA beat Hungary? What's your point? Because England just lost to Hungary?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's the U20 team out there. So, no, they're not going to beat Hungary. Okay, you moron? Nice question.
They might.
Now, go back to the corner of the room where you slobber over yourself. Is this the USA A or B team? It's the U20 team, you stupid fuck. Can you not read the billboard and the title of the fucking video you were watching?
Well, an honest question would be: is that an A or B team for the U20s that was out there?
Maybe.
You can make that argument.
Maybe
that's what I meant to say.
I like this one at the end. Is there going to be overtime? Do you ever watch the sport? Ever? It's a group. No. It's gotta be
Maybe it was a
overtime.
knockout game. Maybe he thought it was a knockout game.
And then the last
know.
guy. This is why
Last guy.
Yeah, this is why the US sucks. Rich kids who buy their way onto the team. What the fuck is that? What year are you living in?
Yeah.
Is it in 2022? Because I can tell you about 70% of the team comes from rather, tough backgrounds like Luna. So I guess you're just not.
Who was an
attention.
absolute fucking star today?
Yes.
Good Lord.
He's a fucking stud. I love that guy. He's going to be,
best vision on the team right now, and that's including Paxton, who is also good.
Yep.
But quite frankly, Luna was a step above. I mean, just the decision of where he was making the passes, the runs he was making. However, there's nobody there on the field that was able to find him on a simple 1-2 moving through the defense.
Yeah.
It's like he would make the pass and he would split the defense, expecting the ball back, and then Cal would cut right and
Cal
drive a 20.
He's got one move, and I know there was some Twitter bullshit where people are like, "Oh, Cal's going to look really good in a Mexican uniform." Well, he didn't play very well tonight. Did he score? Yes. Should he have been yanked at halftime? Well, if he was yanked at halftime, I guess we wouldn't have tied the game. So I guess my yelling.
Who knows? Maybe if we put somebody else in there that wouldn't do the same move 500 times and usually drill the ball into a defender or wide or just shank a ball.
I can't believe Canada was so gullible to go for that.
I think he's going to his left. Oh, fuck, he went to his right.
And he cut in again. How did
he got me once again.
I feel so fucking vulnerable when I have to cover this guy. Oh, my God. Oh.
But look at his speed.
He's so fast. You got to cover the wide area. No, you got to cover him cutting in and shooting it with his right foot. That's what you got to cover. And you don't. If he wants to go out wide, let him have it because he can't cross worth a dick. So
it's funny. I was looking through Twitter there before we got on here because I wanted to see if other people had the same thought process as we did. I know Pete and Filippo were kind of banging on McGlynn being a Yule trap copy.
That's harsh.
You can make the argument that he's kind of a Yule trap copy, but I think it's like version 2.0, maybe 3.0.
Yeah. He's a much better passer, too.
Yeah, he's a much better passer, much better shooter, despite the fact that outside that banger of a goal, he definitely shanked a couple.
He did shankopotamus, but at least
he's looking to go forward. That's definitely a step up of those two.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a lot better player than you already.
Absolutely, honestly. Yeah, I think. So,
I think. The number of accurate passes. I mean, in the air, on the ground. I mean, he was pretty good, good. And then he got the banger of a goal. And then the real shankopotamus. Most of this was Sullivan. That was on passes and shots, and I don't get the whole
that cross like at the 50th minute.
Yeah,
that literally went to Triple G, like in Chicago. Like that's how far that ball went.
Yes.
What was that all about? And
it really wasn't a shank by Sullivan, by the way, as much as it was a scuffer. It's just one of those where you kick the ball and the far end of your toe is the only thing that hits it. The very last millimeter of it. And so it goes like 2 miles per hour and rolls to the goalie. We had a couple of those actually tonight. I'm not sure what the hell's going on there. But I think Luna was the star of the show. Mm-hmm. I think, at the end, he probably needed to pass that last one. And maybe would have had another, because I know that Clark was hanging out and waiting for the ball to come. So we've talked about most of the people now, but
I think one thing that I noticed. Good, you start.
Well, I was just going to say, let's go through some of the other players.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. That actually kind of goes into what I was going to say. I thought, and we've already mentioned a number of these players, but I thought the chemistry between McGlynn, Aronson, and Luna was apparent.
Mm-hmm.
They worked incredibly well together, I thought, and then I think Cuevas and Luna worked well together. I think Cuevas had a solid performance at left back.
But for me, in the first half, Cal was fucking that whole left side thing up because every time he got the ball, he either lost it or he tried hero ball or he made a stupid pass or he just lost it. Usually, he just lost the ball. He lost possession.
It just appeared that when he got the ball, he's like, well, there's two players in front of me. I'm going right through them. That's what it felt like every single time.
It felt like he thought he had to be the man on this team, and he didn't need to be. There were other guys that, like Luna, who were playing Cuevas, who were playing very well, and he didn't need to do all that shit. And besides, he's so predictable, everybody knew what he was going to do anyhow.
Except for the Canadian defense.
At the very end, because the guys at the beginning of the Canadian game knew. They've been clearly told this guy's going to cut inside. And so he kept losing the ball.
He's got a right foot. That's about it.
And he keeps dribbling through 2 or 3 people. And he looks a lot like Jordan Morris when he plays and kicks and tries to shoot. And he looks a lot like him. But I actually think Jordan Morris is a much better player. Overall, he's a smarter player. And I don't think he forces the issue.
That's what I was going to say. I think if you have to take one consideration in comparison between those two is that Morrison does not push it.
No. And
he may go for the one-trick pony move. And, at least with the Nats. I don't know about Seattle. Maybe he has more ponies there. Who knows? Or more tricks on the pony. I don't know how that works out.
He used to have that right. He used to have that right
tricks on that pony. What?
We got to watch where this goes. No, Morris used to have that. He had no left foot at all. So he really worked on that hard, and that got a lot better. I think if we start with the goalkeeper, he didn't have much to do because I missed the own goal. Of course, I was getting up to do
both goals were just so fucking unfortunate for Brady.
Yeah.
That the first goal occurred due to a miscommunication between, I think it was Luna, Uranus.
Yep.
And I'm pretty positive it was probably Craig more so than Edelman, but there was a miscommunication of who's going to the ball at what point. And Wright, given how big Wright is, he's a big, stocky guy.
Yep,
he just muscled his way through and got the slice of enough touch to hit that far post, and it was a decent enough finish.
Well,
really poor defending on our part.
It was funny how it happened because it kind of squirted up in the air for a second, and then it just landed right at his feet, and then. No one could get a foot in front of him. So
and I'm not making a comparison in size by any means, but in the replacements, there's a scene. Have you seen the replacements?
Not for a long time.
So there's a scene where like a ball gets thrown and it gets deflected, and it falls right into the arms of like the sumo wrestler dude.
Oh.
And he runs in, scores a touchdown, and everything, and they're like, "I love it when a fat man scores a touchdown." Again, not making comparison on weight, but that's what it looked like. The ball just sort of fell on his feet. He's like, "Oh, look at this."
I'll finish that. Thank you.
And then the second goal occurred. I'm not sure what Halliday was doing, but that ball came across.
Halliday had a rough game.
He did have a rough game.
Yeah.
That ball came across, and man, it was a great finish. Just so happened to be on the wrong side of the field.
Yeah. Halliday's not looking like the answer. I mean, listen, it's hard to predict who's going to turn out here, but if I had to already start talking about ceilings, I could tell you Halliday's ceiling is where he's at about right now.
I know in the St. Kitts game, post match, Pete and Filippo talked about the fact that we have a 20-man roster, of course, and we have three backs.
Mm-hmm.
And their big concern was that meant that Halliday was going to be playing, especially if there's an injury,
And Tact he works for Orlando City, so I hope he doesn't run into Halliday because he said some pretty nice things about him. But yeah, I think that on the defense in general, there's some ceilings there, and I might be wrong about that. I think Cuevas was good. I think he might have a high ceiling, but none of the other guys have really impressed me that much. Not even Craig, who has a big gun, apparently.
Dude, man, that free kick by Craig was top notch.
Yeah. So, it's hard to say. There are a lot of Philly guys on this team, and I don't think that outside of I think Aronson was fine. I thought McGlynn was okay. And Quinn Sullivan, no, not so much. That's a rough game for him too.
Nope. He had that one unfortunate where he touched the ball and it just happened to bounce up into the post and bounce off.
That was so So
I think your text message to me was, "Man, not only bad but unlucky."
Yes, he's having a bad game and he's unlucky. What a horrible combo. All right, midfield, Paxton Aronson, I thought was pretty competent. Those of you who thought that was Brendan Aronson, none of our people will, because all our people are smart to watch this show.
I think Paxton should have drawn a PK. We had talked about that too.
Yeah,
I think it was what you said. 2 handballs and a foul. You take your pick. I go, well, the handball was, it was a foot to hand. I don't think he's going to call that, but clearly
it was twice. It was twice.
Clearly a foul. I mean, the dude clobbered him with his knee, man. How do you knock? All of a sudden, as I'm texting you this, he goes, VAR checked back. We can go.
That was.
Go. I'm like, oh, I guess not.
I give them applaud for being efficient with the VAR, but
much better than the first game. Yeah.
I think that, I think that needed another look. So
I guess that's how you take it. It's much better as far as speed is concerned.
Yes,
but not as good for us.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was a penalty, but I might be wrong. But I'll watch it again tomorrow.
No, it was the contact between both their knees was clear as day.
Yeah,
and no, it should have been a PK.
I thought Paxton played pretty well, by the way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he played pretty well. And we can talk about this, I guess, as far as what we'd expect to see in the Cuba game if you want. But I would almost like to see Aronson out wide in place of Cal, and then say bring in somebody like Wolf in that place. You
could even put Cal in the middle with his big bulky ass and let him play like a Morris style center forward.
You could let him play that physical aspect, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's another option to do with him. Because we have no 9s on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's got to play the 9. And whoever it's going to be is not naturally a 9. And that's fine. Aronson played it today. I thought he looked just fine. But it's not a position he plays very often for Philadelphia when a rare time this season, unfortunately, he gets to play. So you could play Clark there. I mean, it's another option. But really, there are no other...
I mean, slaughtering time at that point.
I don't want to see a lot more of Quinn Sullivan and Tyler Rolfe. I really don't. I'm not impressed. And I know Tyler's related to ex-U.S. men's Josh Wolf player. That was another annoying thing somebody said. They were like, wow, Josh Wolf's son looks really tan. Well, do you know anything about his mother, you stupid fuck, or is that supposed to be a joke? I hate comments like that. That's just like, whatever, dude. I mean, that's obviously a racial jab at him, but, well, we didn't get to see Alvarado, or did we? I don't remember.
No, Alvarado did not play.
And of course, there's no way for us to check this except for U.S. Soccer Way right now.
Yeah, that's what
because
I've got pulled up right now.
There is no match report, and there won't be until tomorrow morning when the fucking janitor gets up and puts it up onto U.S.
Oh shit! There was a game last night.
Yeah. After don't mop the floors. Do that first, then go mop the floors. All right.
We've already emptied the trash cans for you. Just take care of the site.
Take care of the website, please.
No, God. I joked around about that. That our manager, our coach, seems to have Varas has seemed to have taken the substitute seminar held by Greg Berhalter himself.
Oh God, that's so
decided to not make us up to the 66th minute. Okay, that's fine. Well, then we just bring in 1 sub each window, which means 2 subs went unused. We could have seen Alvarado. And what the fuck? I sent this to you, but the announcer was referring to Zacharias, or however you want to pronounce that, as Dracaris or something like that. It was such. I'm like, I know I heard it. I knew it. I wasn't going nuts.
Yeah, it's Sakaris. I guess that's close to what he said.
Yeah,
But
it's, just,
it's not an easy one. He didn't play today.
no, he didn't.
Yeah. The young kid did not go. But fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, the annoying thing about watching this game. One of the annoying things outside of the fucking comment section, chat section on YouTube, having watched this on YouTube, was the fact that Berhalter's mitts are all over this team. It feels icky, like he's fondling this team. Like you can tell his mitts are all over it. Me, play like me, do what I do. You don't get to decide yourself. Hey, you got that call from Ernie Stewart? He told you got to play like me. Because you remember, be like Mike? No, you got to be like Greg. Now, Mike's gone. He don't play no more. But I'm the coach of this team. You got to play like Greg plays. God, it's disgusting.
It's a silly thing to do. We talked about this on the last video, I think. But it's a silly thing to take the national team and install an overall system that a future manager might not opt to pick or play. Right. A future manager might sit there and say, you know what? I understand that you're integrating this whole system through, but given the player pool, I think we'd be better off playing this type of game. And
I mean,
so you got to take the players that you have, especially at the U20 cycle, because you're not. I mean, unless you're actively going out and seeking for very specific players to play a specific role in there, and you're ignoring certain players that could make your team better, but they don't fit your roles.
I mean, you can play the counter press, the Gegen press, or whatever press you want to do in all kinds of different formations. It doesn't have to be a 4-3-3. I mean, I don't know. It just looks so suffocating, and then we waste so much time just kicking fiddly fucking around the back with the ball, changing fields slowly, like they can't shift as fast as we can pass it on the ground. Yeah, they figured it out.
All you have to do in that sense is, as the defending opposition, is just literally ship 5 to 7 yards one direction.
And
that's difficult to do.
And people were criticizing in the chat. They were like, oh, look at, Canada. They're such a boring team. They're just parking the bus. Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're not even half as talented as we are. They're not. Yeah. They're not even close to the talent.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, man, this is, I know Pete and I know Filippo mentioned this as well on their show, but if this is the future of Canada,
it's not looking good.
And I think they brought up the question: is the Canada team that we're seeing now, the senior level, is this a one-time golden generation?
Sure looks like it.
Because
this was bad. This was horrible. So if there are any Canadian fans celebrating this tie tonight, hey, you can come after me instead of Filippo if you want to, but you'll end up getting Brett. Oh, other way, Brett on Twitter anyhow. So I mean, you can give it to Brett, but that team sucks, dude. I couldn't believe. I wrote it down.
Really poor.
It is really hard to believe we are losing to this horrible, crummy team.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not like we're losing to them. We lost at our own incompetence on the defense and the offense. And I say the incompetence in the sense that both goals were our own undoing.
Yes.
And both, and then we rallied, yes, but we should have put up at least 3 or 4 more goals on them. Easily. And that's without an actual 9 too.
Keep in mind, this is the same team that lost to Cuba. Mm-hmm. Being up for the last 15 minutes, being up by a man for 15 minutes in the end of the game, and having their center forward play goalkeeper. Cuba.
Yep.
Because they were out of subs. So they had to give the 5'4" center forward the goalkeeper's uniform, and he had to finish off. They couldn't get a shot off against this guy in 15 fucking minutes. This is a bad Canadian team. It is a bad team. I'm sorry. Unless they all suddenly get a lot better than they are, this does not bode well for the future of Canadian
this is such
soccer.
A fascinating group as a whole. I mean, our group in general, because here we are going into the 3rd game, and Cuba's topped us. Cuba's topped the group.
Well,
now, of course, we're going into it, and we should absolutely beat Cuba.
Beat Cuba. Yeah, they're not a bad team though. They're going to give us a fight.
They're definitely well. No, so now I watched like 25, 30 minutes of the game against St. Kitts, and quite frankly, what I saw, I didn't see anything impress me to that extent, except for the fact that they're fast and they can counter.
Last 20 minutes.
That could be it. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Is that them doing better, or was that St. Kitts finally going, I'm gassed?
I think it was, no, they did better. It was funny because you texted me, and I had started watching it 40 minutes after you did. So I was way behind you. And you're like, yeah, it's 2-0, 60 after 60 minutes.
It was 1-0, and then they got the second goal. Literally, I was texting you, yeah.
And then so I got to 60, and I'm like, and if Brett stopped watching after this point, he missed like a gazillion goals. Because they just went in.
Filippo told us to do an early stream, and I go, I can't. I've already promised my kids that we're going to go to the pool. Not only did I say we're going to go to the pool, so I told them, hey, here's a surprise. After I picked them up from daycare, I'm like, when we get home, we're going to get changed. We're going to go to the pool. Do we have to? I'm like, you fuckers can sit in the car for all I care. I'm going to the fucking pool, but you guys can't stay at the house by yourself. No, it was like pulling teeth. Can I see if I can go play with my friend over here? Yeah, go ahead and do that. That's fine. I'll talk to the parents and say, hey, watch my kids. I'm going to go to the pool.
And here you thought they'd be excited to go to the pool.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I'm trying to do something nice, and this is the world I live in. This is what I get.
That's like when Nick was like, I don't know, whatever age he was, 11 or 12, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to go to the Indy 11 game. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, yes, you're fucking coming along. You're supposed to be excited about going to see a game. Yeah, okay.
Professional game, yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Don't you know that your dad's involvement in this team is deep? And, you know, you're supposed
Do you know who I am?
Supposed to be proud of this. Fucking, we basically started a goddamn professional soccer team in goddamn Indianapolis. That needs to be celebrated, you little brat. Anyhow, he went. You know, some other frustrating things, by the way, is the crosses in the box when there was one guy in the box and there was like 8 guys around him.
Not only that, you're doing that to Paxton. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's not going to be.
If we're going to play that style, at least throw Cal in the middle.
Well, Cal blew that header too.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh,
we're like, get him off the pitch, get him out of here. And then all of a sudden he scores a game-tying game, and I'm just like, oh, of course, why not?
Yeah, I mean, listen, for you Cal fans, that's fine. We're not bashing him like to have a jolly about it, but I thought unless he scores, that was a really poor performance from him in general. Just saying, poor.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I was telling you. I was like, man, even though he scored that doesn't take away from his actual performance. Because yes, it was a bad game.
Yep. Did you ever hear Edelman's name more than twice the whole game?
I was say a couple times because I could even see closed caption was on. I was like they were spelling with an A on closed caption. So
Adelman.
Yeah, a couple times
because he takes drugs. I don't know. So there's Edelman. I don't remember him. Luna, we've already said, was fantastic. I can't imagine him playing for El Paso for much longer.
No, he got the he's subject of a transfer to Real Salt Lake.
Well, that makes sense. But isn't El Paso one of their little kiddie loan
satellite
teams?
Subs?
Yeah.
Clubs? Probably. I don't know enough at this point. Well, we have the MLS Pro next, so I doubt that they have a satellite club anymore in USL.
Well, MLS Pro next, where we're going to have boys play against boys. That sounds like a great idea. I can't even remember.
Brilliant.
What player they interviewed the other time? It was Henry, the guy that signed by Ren.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his experience in USL and how he had advanced so far because he had to play against grown men. And it made him
shocking
up his game big time. That's why, yeah, it's just
with this being a money issue. That's exactly what it was. MLS should have just ponied up the whatever there was, the $5 million. Let's just say, and that would have been less than 1 year's worth of TV revenue.
And really,
your boys that you're going to easily be able to call up at any points, quote unquote, sign from a 2 to a senior squad. Playing against actual men, 27, 28-year-old guys who are like, this is it for me. This is all I got going for me. And you're busting your ass against that? Come on. You can't match that in this boys league. It's not going to be a thing.
Can you imagine the the conversations between Don Garber and the CEO of Apple TV and the CEO of Apple TV is like, yes, we want to have MLS on and all that. And Don Garber's like, well, we're also going to give you MLS Next Pro.
And MLS Next. I think the Academy's there too.
And the guy was probably like, well, what's that shit? He's like, oh, well, it's going to cost you more. And he's like, what is it? Oh, it's our junior league. I don't really care about that. I just want to pay for MLS. So you keep that other stuff. Well, okay. Hold on.
Counter offer.
We'll pay you. We'll knock some money off if you do some of the MLS Pro games. Can you put that on the app too? Yeah, okay, but you got to knock another 10 million off that asking price because that's what happened. You know it did. So it went from 260 to 250 just so Apple would add that to the fucking app.
I don't know if that's. I've never heard anything about that, so I can't. I don't want to.
I'm just joking around.
I know, but it's.
I'm just saying it isn't much of a draw. I'm sure that meant nothing.
Here's
I'm sure he had to talk Apple TV into carrying the MLS Pro next.
Trevor's like, hey, not only are we going to offer you MLS, but you're going to get MLS Next Pro. And they're like, what is that? And it's a junior league. I'm like, we don't really want that. Listen here. This is crazy talk, but listen here. Instead of the $4.99 that you charge Apple customers, we'll charge a premium. $7.99. I don't know if that's a number or not, but
I don't think so.
Apple's going. Yeah, I could do that.
All these people are going to be interested in MLS Next Pro. No, they're not. No one's interested in that.
What it is like, I never thought about possibly charging people more just to watch MLS. And it's really a concept.
Yeah, exactly. And I can guarantee you that if there are any talented players, youth players out there, they're not signing for MLS Next Pro. They are going to go play for an actual real USL team because that's where they're going to learn. Just like Kobe Henry. They're not going to sign for MLS Next Pro, and MLS Next Pro is going to be turned into all of the youth players that weren't really good enough to be signed by a USL team. That's what it's going to turn into.
I guess, and in fairness to US or MLS Next Pro is that they have to be under 23. So at that point, once they go beyond 23, like, bye-bye.
It's still the dumbest idea ever, concocted by Don Garber.
Which is funny because where are those just over 23 players going to go when they get nixed from MLS Next Pro?
USL.
You're going to go to USL.
If they're not good enough, yeah, they never make it advance to the actual, MLS team that they're representing. So we didn't see much from Rokas. He came in at the end and nothing there. I think Obed Vargas is getting there for the last game. Is that correct? Or is he waiting until the next window?
From what I understand, he's waiting until the knockout stages.
That was another one of the dumb questions today. Or not, that was a comment. I can't wait until Cade Clark and Obed Vargas joins this team. Hey, fuckface. Clark's already played in the first game, you dumb fuck. Did you miss the first game? It's available on YouTube for free. Tyler Wolff, nothing to say about Tyler Wolff. Not impressed, but I wish we did you check out that 23:52 mark of the video with Pete and Tack, where Pete refers to second tier titties?
No, I didn't actually see that, but I laughed at it. I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah, it's something we should put on it should be on rotation. Second tier titties.
Instead of my blooper reel, we'll just have like flubs, a flub reel.
Yes. And then he's like, really, I do have interest in a lot of interest in second tier titties, but so he followed up on it. He knew he blew it. We all laughed. It was good. I'm glad somebody sent me the timestamp so I could go watch it because
you need to
I missed it. I missed it. I didn't watch that whole video. So, but I was in there today trying to harass them, and I put in one of my questions, which of course only have time to do the what are they? The super chats. So they didn't even read my shit today. But I was like, hey Pete, I want to know more about these second tier titties you were talking about the other day. They didn't see it there because that's just flying by on their chat. So, all right, this is about good enough, I think, for this. I think we're good here, and we will be back on Thursday, and we're going to be revamping the 26th, going to the World Cup as we see it now in Greg's brain, and then we'll also talk about the two friendlies.
Let's say we may be back on Wednesday. Because of the Cuba game.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll be back late on Wednesday. Fucking shit. This is going to be a never-ending week. But we are going to, on Thursday, also talk about Saudi Arabia and Japan being picked as our friendlies for closing out right before the World Cup. And also, just want to give, there are, two major languages in Belgium that are spoken, and that is Belgian. And then there is also French and a little bit of German. And so not everyone in Belgium calls Bruges, Brugge. They don't. They use, depending on what language you speak or what region you're from, you might say it a little differently. So quit picking on Pete. He said it right enough. He doesn't need to say Brugge. He can say Bruges. It's fine. It's a lot of the English commentators say Bruges too. And for Christ's sake, nobody gets criticized when they call Bayern Munich. No one gets criticized for that. But there's no reason we should be calling them Munich. It's München. But whatever. Go ahead and criticize me because I say
I don't speak Spanish and English, please.
So anyhow, leave Pete alone on that shit. All right, until the next time on the Straight Red Card. I do like this last line, though. This was in the Cuba and Canada game chat. People said, the most popular sport in Cuba is actually baseball. And then some Cuban guy chimed in afterwards and said, no, not really. You must not have ever been there. The most popular sport in Cuba is smoking cigarettes. I'm like, what? They must. He's like 40% of the population smoke cigarettes in Cuba, and the other half smoke cigars. So anyhow, he's like smoking. That's what they do in Cuba. All right. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure you like, share it with your grandma, and hit the bell. Hit the bell. Subscribe. If you're not subscribing, you need to start subscribing. Hit the subscribe button, or you won't get our show. So that's how it works now. It won't pop up. All right. We love you guys, and we'll see you on Wednesday and Thursday. Christ, we're sick.
All right.
That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right.